So I don't know how this one's going to go together. But I really want to help people understand that looking at someone's end result or result later is a bit of an illusion, because you haven't seen the difficulties that they've been through, and it can make you feel like you're not far enough progressed. And I really think people need to stop thinking about how do you have a big year. I know I've mentioned it before, how do you have your best year? But I think you've got to start looking at where will you be in 10 years down the track or 20 years down the track? Because you can get really discouraged if you've had an average year, but that could be just almost like the landing spot for an amazing 3 years after that. And ourselves is the biggest, it's the mastering ourselves is what it's about, not just beating your competition. That's all temporary. They'll come and go. Your competitors will thrive sometimes and not others. You can't gauge it by that, but what you can gauge it by is your mental mastery. And a great example, I was talking to Broccoli before we started, about how your mind will constantly tell you to give up. But it can also push you, and how you manage that will determine the results that you achieve over the long term. There have been so many times that I've not wanted to give up, but I've had to convince myself that it's going to work out. And if you're in the gym, and it happens to everybody, and you are pushing yourself and you get through a set, and your mind just almost says, oh, don't worry about it, put the weights down, you don't need to do it, like, stop. But it's amazing how if you just push through that you can go further. And it's like this invisible wall. And there's an invisible wall there with everything you want to achieve. I don't know why that is, but you have to manage your mind just as much as anything else. So if you've had not a great month this month, I get it, but prepare yourself for many others. It's actually teaching you how to manage them. But use that, almost that disappointment or that pain, to set yourself up for an amazing one next month potentially. Or learn what you did from that and take those lessons into the next one. And slowly see yourself as a winner, as a champion, as the best. I did. Those letters I put in the letterboxes many years ago when I first started, when I learned about letterbox dropping, every single letter I dropped off, I said to myself, I will be number one. I will be number one. I will be number one. I think I was saying I will be number one in Australia. I will be number one in Australia. I will be number one in Australia. I programmed my mind for success. And the reason I'm doing this video is Broccoli and I get a lot of messages from people asking questions on what's this script and what's that script and what should you do here, what should you do. I would say start with yourself. Start with a desire to master your mind. Have you programmed it for success yet? That could take years to do. Hard work is one thing, but mental mastery is another. You're going to have ups and downs, and it's going to be all over the place. And every day is different. So you can't forecast what Thursday in 2023 is going to be like in May. You can't. You just got to learn about bringing your very best self. And if you want, and in real estate, I highly recommend that if you don't see yourself as a career real estate agent, find something else that you want to do, that you think to yourself, I could spend my life doing this and learn how to master it. Because when you have that mindset, you're less focused on the months and the years. You're more focused on who you're going to be in a career and what that's going to take. And when you talk about the top 1%, people want to be the number one this or the best at this. They made a decision a long time ago to become the best at this thing. And you can't do that when you're doing it temporarily. There's no temporary in this space. It's how good can we get in that space down there? And that's how I see it. Whether today is the best, I'll make tomorrow a bit better, and I'll make the next month a bit better, and the next month a bit better. I'm not looking for some major leaps of success. I'm looking for just a bit better than yesterday. And when you have that mindset, You could have an average day today or an average month, but you're focused on the next one and what lessons could you take into that one, and what did you have enough drive? Did you have enough focus? Is there something you need to sharpen? What more can you do internally to bring a better self for tomorrow? And when you think like that, you set yourself up for victory. Because at some point in time, all of that effort, all of that self-mastery is going to meet opportunity. And that's when people will notice you. Just stay focused.